Well, at the time we bought this property in the mid-1990s, we did not know its past history, and in fact nobody would have, and it was only thanks to the work of ECAN, Environment Canterbury, that 20 years later in 2014, thanks to some soil testing done after the earthquakes, that we found out in fact our soil was toxic, and all that time we'd been poisoning ourselves. And as I was the one who was working most in the soil, touching the soil, getting on my skin and hands and food and stuff like that, I've been slowly poisoning myself all that time. So, long story short, if you're going to establish a vegetable garden, or you do have a vegetable garden, and you grow a large amount of vegetables, or even a small amount, you might want to check out with your local regional council, is your soil clean? Or rather, I suppose the first important question, is there a history of past toxic industrial use? Now this goes back to the hazardous activities and industries list, or HAIL. This list assessment has been done by the Ministry of Environment, and it looks into the past hazardous activities to try and identify industries such as market gardening and orcharding, or even might be in a factory or something like that, where the soil may have been contaminated. And the links for that will be beside me, and it will also show up in the text below this video, down below. I'll provide all the links to that, so you'll be able to follow up on them for yourselves. Now, Environment Canterbury has the listed land use register. You can go onto this publicly available database website, where they have done an overall analysis of where they think hazardous activities such as market gardens and industries have been located throughout Christchurch and Canterbury. And with the brilliance of hindsight, I would say yes, do that as a first checkout. But most importantly, if in doubt, test for contamination. Take an actual soil test and send it off to an organisation such as Hill Labs, who I use to do my testing. We did the original testing of contamination about 10 years ago now, and what I'll do in the next segment is show you how I do a soil test, do a soil health test, not to test for toxics or anything, because since we found out that the soil was toxic, we stopped using it straight away. Suddenly, all of a sudden, I started to get better. I wasn't dying of cancer anymore. Funny that. I was not. I was doing a whole lot of other things as well, but that was it really made a difference to stop touching the toxic soil and eating from toxic soil. So don't take the risk. That's my personal advice. It may cost you a few dollars up front, but the amount of money it could save you down the line, unbelievable. Right. In this next segment, though, I'll be showing you how I take a soil health test. That'll be looking primarily at the pH of the soil. That's the alkaline acidity balance in the soil, as well as the key nutrients such as nitrogen, potassium, and phosphate and stuff like that, and other minerals, magnesium, calcium. That's also will be sent to Hill Labs, and the link to Hill Labs will be shown here, and will also be in the text box below in the YouTube channel as well. We can click on their links and it'll take to them and show you the forms you need to fill out and what it costs and how to do it and stuff like that. But I'll give a brief insight on how to actually take a soil sample and package it up and send it off to Hill Labs to get it assessed, and I'll talk about that later once I get the results back, because I'm doing that now late winter, mainly because I haven't started putting any compost or fertilizers on the garden yet. So yeah, so this is all testing after all the soil has been used for a whole season with plants and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to get the results back, and I'll show you how I go about doing that and what actually happens with that. Okay.